On this video, I will be explaining to you how to name covalent compounds. On the previous video, I talked about ionic compounds, so a different kind of bonding requires a different kind of naming. So, as you know, a covalent bond occurs between two nonmetals. So you won't have a cation and an anion. It is basically just sharing. And something you should really know to name a covalent compound are these following prefixes. So here they are. So if you have one, it's going to be mono. If you have two, di, three, tri, and it goes on. This again is on covalent nomenclature. Oh well, let's use CO2 as an example for the covalent nomenclature. What you want to do is you want to write the first element at the beginning, so it will be carbon, and then the second element, in this case oxygen. You have to look at the charge it has. So it is 2. So you use this graph, this table, and it says that 2 is di, the prefix di. So it will be carbon di, and as we did before, oxide. You add the IDE at the end to oxygen. So this is a very common gas, carbon dioxide. Now let's try a different example. If let's say you have a charge here, like if you have a 2 here, you would have to use the same prefix before here. Like it would be dicarbon dioxide. That doesn't exist, but I'm just telling you if you ever see something like that. If it's 1 in the beginning, you won't put mono. You only put mono in the second element. So only the oxygen. The first element, if it has 1, you don't use mono. You go from 2 to 10 and on. So let's clear this to give another example. Okay. Now move that there. Now let's try one that has a prefix in both elements. So let's try Cl2O7. So again, you write the first element. In this case would be chlorine. And there's a 2 here, so you would use the table, and it's dichlorine. Then the second element is oxygen again, and there's a 7 there, so you use the hepta, and you call it heptoxide. And let's try one more example. So SF4 again from the beginning. First element, sulfur. There's no charge there, so there's no number here, so it is supposed to be mono, but the first element doesn't write it. The second element is fluorine, and we have a 4 there, so it is tetra. And because we have to add the IDE, it is fluoride, tetrafluoride. So this element would be sulfur tetrafluoride. And that is how you name a covalent compound.